Now here's the man that needs no introduction.
Hey everybody, it's Jim here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey everybody, it's Jim here.
I've always wanted to do this.
Hey everybody, it's Jim here.
What's your connection to Parkinson's disease?
Hey everybody, it's Jim here.
Sorry, that's my foot.
I'll do better next time.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spinning Wheels Parkinson Conversation with Jim here podcast. Just a reminder that the podcast is brought to you in part by PDT, the healing power of tea applied to Parkinson's. For more information, please go to pdt.com. Tom and Virginia, thanks again. Tom, when we came through and met you at the Long Sault Parkway, you had an e-bike, 2 wheels. You have a new bike now. It's got 3 wheels. There's a story there. Tell me about it.
So a couple weeks after your visit, I was out on a ride, first big ride that I'd done after our holidays. I took on too big a ride, I guess, for that particular time. It was a hot day. Near the end of it, I was getting weary, is what I call it. And it happened to me before. I've said when my head goes down and I not paying good attention to where I'm going. We're on a quiet road. It was safe that way. There was a while where I noticed I was actually following the white line. And one time of doing that, I suddenly looked up to find myself 6 feet in front of a metal construction sign and hit it pretty bad. Cracked the collarbone and a few ribs and a gash on the hand. Fortunately, the rest of the gang around me managed to help pick me up, set me down, called an ambulance, kept the blood that was pouring out under control and a few other things. And sent a message to my wife that she could meet him in the hospital. So she walked in and found him with a
He was
brought on.
he was on a backboard with a neck brace, scared the hell out of me.
Fortunately, no concussions or back injuries, etc. So these pieces healed pretty quickly and melded fairly well. It was a turning point, obviously. As I say, the choice of being out that long, etc., played in. I could still ride comfortably, but I did sort of feel that I was noticing other times that I was just not as accurate or as comfortable as I had been in the past. So I sort of bowed to the idea that we might do something different. When I came across the recumbent trike, that looked like an exciting option. We came across one secondhand in Stittsville outside of Ottawa and tried it out and liked it right from the beginning. Made a special training rack for it through the winter so I could get used to sitting in that position and so on. I need to wear cleats to make sure that my foot doesn't fall off when you're riding. Otherwise, you get what's called slump, a dangerous thing to happen if your feet drop down to the ground when you're moving. So, but overall, it's been fun for me and for you.
So for me, it was the safety feature, and I just clearly decided that the bike, the iGo, was not the thing for him to be on. That when we saw this picture of this trike, I was like, okay, I can go for this. So it's been absolutely incredible for us because we can participate. And initially the bike came manual, meaning it didn't have an electric motor on it. He was keeping up okay, and the gang would wait for him, a minute or two, and he would catch up, and it was good, but I could see that, would make it more fun if we had a motor. And so I found out where to get one, and we did. So it's motorized now.
It is an expensive route to follow. People are looking these up, any of the recumbent trikes. And there are other trikes, there's what I call the granny trike to go for groceries on. But that's not the same as something like this allows you to really be out there riding with other riders.
Yeah.
So
Okay, what model of trike do you have?
So I have the Catrike Trail. So Catrike is the manufacturer. They have several different models, and almost all their models now have a manual or electric option. I what I did learn with going manual was to notice how the cadence censored e-bikes tend to allow you to sort of lose the sense of the road. You don't notice when you're going up, you don't notice when you're going down, you don't notice when it's steep, or you don't notice the wind because it totally cuts right through those. And so you have to be alert to the fact that you're not getting the same feedback, direct feedback to your riding. Whereas with the torque sensing system that the Bosch motor has and others do, some others do, you have to be pedaling at all times. It's not keeping up your cadence, it's just giving you a little extra boost. So you're riding it, you'll notice when you're going up, you'll notice when you're going down, you'll notice when the wind's hard, but you just got a little little extra kicker to help you out.
Okay.
So I think that's an important distinction that I try to preach to people whenever I get a chance.
Okay.
The fact that this bike is only 4 inches off the ground makes it pretty stable. I'm not concerned about him on most conditions. If the side of the road isn't wide enough with the pavement, and he's fine riding on it a little bit off balance. And so I just feel like I don't even think about it now. I just know he's safe.
Okay. And have you gone on any big rides with it?
Yeah, I've done 50 kilometers. We've regularly done 30 and 40. A week ago, we went down along the Thousand Island Parkway for about a 40 kilometer and then over to Wolf Island outside of Kingston. So tootled around. So we can do some longer trips. And we're learning to just enjoy the trip a little bit more too. We're actually sort of making it a bit more of a vacation than just a ride.
And Tom, why was it important for you to keep riding?
Just gave me mobility. It was the form of exercise that I've been really enjoying. I look back on my life regarding exercise. I've never been a strong exerciser. I was never part of a riding group or a running group. I've run a 5K once and a few things like that. I've just been an active person, but not a disciplined athlete in any sense of the word. So having something like this available makes a big difference. And it's fun.
Cool. Oh, the one question I forgot to ask you was, how was the construction sign?
Yeah, right.
Internet.
I was going to say, you must have done some damage to it if a little payback.
Yeah.
But they're steel, you know, they didn't take a lot of abuse on you.
Yeah, that's true. And so, Virginia, when you got the call and you went to see Tom in the hospital, in your mind, were you saying, that's it? Like, he's not getting on a bike again?
Yeah, that's it. I really got a tiny bit cantankerous about it. And
You.
he said, no, it was okay. And he was just overtired and blah, blah, blah. And he did make a good decision. And I said, nope, I don't.
Okay. And so that bike, then, that cat trike, must really make you feel good then.
Absolutely. I just feel he's extremely safe. I have no problem with him going out without me on his own. I mean, I just feel like he really can't get too badly hurt when you're going to roll over 4 inches. You know, that's not really to worry about. At least I don't worry about that. But so far what I've seen him ride, it's extremely stable.
There we are.
Nice.
There's the steering and there's the brakes. Good brakes.
Cool.
So, yeah.
That is great. Okay, then, does that mean that you're going to get one in the future?
I would like to, but yeah, it's a pretty expensive piece of equipment. And,
Okay.
and I do have a torque driven trike.
Mhm.
Mine's red, and I like it. And you know, as long as I can even maintain it, I'll maintain my you know, control of it. I don't have the balance problem, so I'm good with my bike.
Okay. When you have to drive to get to your ride, how easy is that trike to transport?
Well, we turned out to be very fortunate. Our Mazda SUV that we have, it rolls straight into the back, and we can lift it in quite easily and fit it in. So it handles that, and then we've got a other bike rack that'll handle two e-bike level rack, and we can set the one seat up in the back so we can go with 3 people if we want. But it's mostly just been the 2 of us, and so it's worked very well. We've been lucky.
Okay. So then, Virginia, the hierarchy is the Tom's bike goes inside, and yours is out.
That's the thing. His bike
Yeah.
goes inside, doesn't get wet. Mine's on the outside.
The people that we bought it from travel a lot all over the place, and she's the one that's handicapped. And the bike folds. So they travel with it. They've traveled across the country, they've flown, they package it up in a bag and put it on the airplane. So on. So it's a good versatile alternative. Expensive, but if you're pushed to look for alternatives, you find a way to make that work.
Okay, well that's good. Well, I'm glad. That's you know what? So I've seen a picture of you on the new trike. I've actually met a couple people who have ridden them. They look super comfy and incredibly stable. That part has got to make riding better as well.
The one thing I find about the trike for Tom, because he does have a head down problem, whereas his it's a head down issue. Well, with the condition to where the way the seat is designed is his head's up, and he actually looked at the world. And he said one time, he said, you know, you don't really notice what you're biking through when you're looking down at the road like that. So now he gets to see the scenery.
So you can see the flag there behind for safety.
Hey everybody, it's Jim here. Wow, I'd like to thank Tom and Virginia again for coming on the Spinning Wheels Parkinson's Conversation with Jim here podcast. Right, not everything goes smoothly when it comes to Parkinson's disease, even if you're doing the absolute best that you can. And part 2 is a good example of this, right? Tom took a tumble on his bike, and he could have stopped, but he chose not to, right? He modified what he was riding, and he got back out there. And I think that's a great example for everyone to follow. Realize that sometimes things go a little bit sideways, but you got to keep on going to live your best life. So well done, Tom. Well done, Virginia, for your continued support. Thanks again for joining us on the podcast. If you could please remember to share it with one other person, we would sincerely appreciate that. Until next time, everybody, be safe. We'll see you again.
His first comments was, it tastes awful. And, you know, that maybe that works for cough syrup, but it shouldn't be the case for tea. So PDT tastes nice.